Tashes. Don't worry, I know it's shit. I thought it'd be like a conversation starter, but now every conversation starts with, "Sir, would you please leave the park?" I know like Freddie Mercury survived the AIDS. Then lost his money in Bitcoin. I know what I look like. Good. Oh, fuck this. What else am I talking about? I was going to do my act, but fuck it, let's just do something else. It's more interesting. A woman was being nice to me, right? It was her. And, does anyone, men do this thing where like a woman's nice to you and you're like, oh, she wants to fuck me. Yeah, and then you realise there's no, she don't. Like, why would she want to fuck me? My own girlfriend doesn't want to fuck me. Like, why would? I don't know, I'm trying to be more sex positive, I guess. I don't know. But I don't like it. It makes me uncomfortable being sex positive, you know. Like I was doing a gig in like a sex dungeon, and it just like it creeped me out. Like you could feel the hate fuck, you know what I mean? You could feel it, and it had a weird smell. It just made me uncomfortable. I don't think you should have sex in a dungeon. You should have sex in a bed, you know? You shouldn't have sex with like chains around and a man watching. It's wrong. You shouldn't be having sex and like thinking about how much your dad hates you, you know? You shouldn't be... It should be a thing where you love the person and you're having fun. Don't drop your pint, mate. What else am I talking about? Jesus, I don't like him. I think he's a bit of a melt, to be honest, yeah. What I don't get about Jesus, right, what I don't like about him is that, so he was upstairs in heaven with his dad, and his dad was like, oh, they're being a bunch of cunts, go sort them out, right? And he's like, oh, alright. And he just goes down there and he's just like wandering about in flip-flops and long hair like a fucking gap year student. And he's wandering about, and then like he says a load of shit and everyone's like, that's good. And then some Roman guy's like, no, and he's like, oh, what? And then he gets crucified, right? And they crucify him and he's like, oh, I'm dying for your sins. It's like, no one asked, but alright. Good, thanks, mate. You know? And then he went back to heaven with his dad. He's like one of them people who moved to London and couldn't hack it. You know? What I don't get about, I've been thinking about it, and the thing about the story about Jesus, what I don't understand, right, is that he was in a cave for 3 days after he got crucified. He was just hanging out in a cave, right? What the fuck was he doing for 3 days? And I was like, well, if I was Jesus, as I often sometimes think to myself, what? I could be a Jesus, or a Muhammad, whatever, you know, whatever guy. Oh, I said Muhammad and everyone got uncomfortable. That's fun, isn't it? You bunch of squares. What? Are you even listening to what I'm saying? Anyway, don't worry about the losers over there. Back in. So Jesus is in a cave for 3 days, right? What was he doing for them for 3 days? I was like, well, what if I was Jesus, what I'd do? And I was like, oh, Joey, he's got a hold in his hands, isn't he? What? Everyone gets it, right? Everyone, he's doing that, he's doing the whole... It's like a built-in fleshlight. He's literally fucking his own hands. Do you know what's the worst bit? His dad's watching the whole time. I would find it hard to jack off if my dad was watching. I mean, I could do it, I would. If a man with a gun was like, jack off in front of your dad or a shooter, I'd wank. But, as would you lot too do. I have, do you know what, I have nothing else to say. I was was trying to riff it all. Yeah, fine.